and gentlemen, one thing can be safely said. Rahul Gandhi and controversy are fellow travelers. Every time the Congress leader travels abroad, the BJP smells an opportunity. Because whatever he says, the party will find a reason to berate and criticize him. Now, this is politics and this is how political opponents behave. And that is perfectly okay. No harm done. So when Rahul Gandhi in the US yesterday said that 56 inches is history, or that RSS only wants women in kitchens, or that elections this time weren't exactly fair, it's okay. But is it okay if he questions how safe minorities are in India? In a twist of irony, Rahul Gandhi told a largely Sikh audience in the US today that the fight now is about whether a Sikh in India can wear a turban or a kada. The BJP promptly reminded him of the irony and the 1984 anti-Sikh riots when his father, Rajiv Gandhi, was the Prime Minister.
Fight is not about politics. That is superficial. The fight is about whether he, as a Sikh, is going to be allowed to wear his turban in India. Or he, as a Sikh, is going to be allowed to wear a kada in India. Or he, as a Sikh, is going to be able to go to a gurudwara. That's what the fight is about. And not just for him. For all religions.
इन चीजों के बारे जब वो बयान देते हैं तो मुझे लगता है कि ये एक which I think is a dangerous narrative उसको सेट करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. This government has gone out of its way to address the issues of concern to the Sikh community, and I don't think the Sikhs have felt safer and more honored than at any time in our history after 1947. And if there has been one time in our history as a community where we have felt, anxiety is too mild a term, but we have felt a sense of insecurity, and we have felt, in fact, an existential threat, it has been at times when Shri Rahul Gandhi ji's family has been in seats of power.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is Rahul Gandhi's first trip abroad after being picked as the leader of the opposition in India. As the leader of opposition, does Rahul Gandhi not have a right to express an opinion? Is it okay for him to say things that aren't exactly complimentary to the country? And is it fair for the BJP to equate the country to the party? After all, criticizing the Prime Minister and criticizing the BJP is very different from criticizing the country. My guests this evening have a very strong view on the matter. They join us this evening. Dr. Tayal is spokesperson of the BJP, joining us on the broadcast. Ramneek Mann is a political analyst with us on the broadcast as well. Amrit Gill is spokesperson of the Congress Party, joining us on the broadcast. And Professor Tanveer Ejaz is a columnist. He's an academician, joining us on the broadcast as well. Simple question, Ramneek Mann, I'm going to start with you. Simple question. What is the problem in the statement that Rahul Gandhi has made in the United States of America? He is talking about an ideological war that is currently underway in India between the BJP and the India bloc. He is expressing an opinion about minorities not being safe or feeling anxiety in India. He is expressing an opinion. As the leader of opposition, does he not have the right to express an opinion?
Well, he can speak for himself. He's got no right to speak for the Sikh community in entirety, number one. Number two, when you say he's the leader of the opposition, I'll say he's the leader of division in this country. You know, I need to go back in time and tell you that in 1984, it was his party, led by his father, led by the leaders of his party who were later rewarded as parliamentarians, either from the Rajya Sabha or the Lok Sabha, who were made chief ministers of states. When you talk about a Sikh will be allowed to wear a turban or not, I'm right in front of you. Whether a Sikh will be allowed to wear a kada or not, here it is. I wear my gatra, I wear my kirpan, I'm a Amritari Sikh. I go on an airplane without the CISF telling me to take it off. So where is this all coming from? I need to understand this from Rahul. So if Rahul can be kind enough to tell the Sikh community that where is this actually coming from? Is he actually trying to fearmonger, or is he trying to create the policy of divisiveness amongst the communities in the country? Well, it's up to him to answer. But as far as I am concerned, an ordinary Sikh on the street, nobody stops me from wearing a turban. Nobody stops me from visiting a gurudwara. Nobody stops me from wearing the identities, the panch kakar, as we call, Kes, Kada, Kanga, Kapan, everything,
Okay.
Kasera. Nobody stops. As a matter of fact, there's no embargo also. So if
Amrit Gill, where is it coming from?
If you're trying to create divisions, either on the basis of caste, language, region, religion, culture, identity, it's up to you. How many people are going to buy it is different. But I'll tell you one thing for sure.
To that.
Madam, one thing for
sure.
One minute,
Ramnik. 1 minute. Let me ask Amrit, you have asked a question, right?
No, the question is for Rahul to answer,
by the fringes is what you're saying. I'll come back.
No. Shreya, the question is for Rahul to answer,
I will come back to that point.
I believe
she is the spokesperson of the Congress party. Rahul Gandhi is not going to come to urban debate to answer your questions now, Ramnik. What? Amrit, come in. Point is simple. Where is this coming from? I don't have a problem whether he makes a statement in the US or India. My point is, where are Sikhs unsafe in this country? Where are Sikhs feeling anxious in this country?
Let me speak. I am also a Sikh. As Ramnik was saying, I am Sikh and I practice all religious things. I go to Gurudwara, and this is what, I don't know how a political analyst is so biased. The idea behind Rahul Gandhi is coming from the Constitution of India. Because the Constitution of India says that India is a union of states. Union of states means all the states, there is a union. So India is accepting that all states are different. So, and from that, there is unity in diversity. So the idea behind is that India is diverse. There are different flowers, there are different caste, color, religion, everything. And we should respect everybody. And if I don't know why he has not listened to what Rahul Gandhi was saying in US, what he was trying, and when Sikhs were there, they were very much in alignment with what Rahul Gandhi was saying. Rahul Gandhi was saying, if the idea of RSS will be implemented of one nation, one election, one religion, one region, then the Sikhs will not be free. They can't wear the kada, kirpan. I am in a doubt that whether they will be allowed to go to Gurudwara. Then he said, I am talking about all the minorities, all the people of all the states who practice their religion, because the idea of RSS is totally different. That's what he was expressing, and people were acknowledging what Rahul Gandhi is saying. And people rejected BJP and idea
fair point.
Zero atta in Punjab. They have not
fair point.
got even
now
a
let the others come in.
Punjab.
Fair point. Let the others come in. Dr. Tayal. Ramnik, theek hai, sun liya. Let the others come in. Fair point. Dr. Tayal, therefore, is the BJP deliberately misunderstanding what Rahul has said? Just because whenever Rahul Gandhi goes abroad, you smell an opportunity. Kuch bhi bole wo. You will find a controversy there. He's making a larger point about the RSS ideology, which he doesn't agree with. He says there is a certain Hindufication of India. There is no space, and if this continues, there may not be space for minorities in the country. He's making a larger point. He's making a political point. Are you deliberately misunderstanding it?
The problem, Shreya, is not that we take it on, wo kuch bhi bole. The problem is wo kuch bhi bolte hain. He has a right to his opinion. Nobody takes that away. But he has no right to lie, and lie through his teeth. I mean, people here today in this country, for somebody to say, and this is not the first time he's doing it. And let me tell you, when you say it's a part of a larger point, it is actually part of a larger agenda. When he says what is this 100-year-old RSS about? What is this 100-plus-year-old Congress about? What is the DNA? It is A.O. Hume's party. Their DNA is divide and rule, and that is what they are trying to do repeatedly. And this is not the first time Rahul's done it. I'll remind you, in Cambridge, he asked the gentleman sitting there who was a Sikh, said, don't you feel like a second-rate citizen in India? And you should have seen the look on his face. Me, second-rate citizen? Are you joking with me? Now, you don't have a right to lie. If you've got some facts, bring them up. And please don't take it that this is anti the BJP. When you take it up or the RSS, when you take it up and say the minorities are being prosecuted in this country, then it is the country, it is not the BJP. It is not the Prime Minister. You're talking about the country. And in this country, when he says, can a Sikh go to the gurudwara? Now, after Modi ji coming in, a Sikh can go to a gurudwara in Pakistan. Let him remember that. So this is the reason I'm saying Congress party was the one which opposed the CAA, where the Sikhs were going to be given citizenship in India. They are the ones who opposed it. 1984 has already been spoken of, and the gentleman who was sharing the stage with him, their seriousness on Sikhs was, he says, jo hua so hua is Sam Pitroda, and they knocked out Sam Pitroda, but because he was becoming politically inconvenient. But they promptly brought him back after the elections. Which means
the irony was not lost on anyone. ठीक है, Mr. Tayal. Amrit, the irony was not lost on anyone. You know, he was making a larger point. I'll give you that. It was not just about Sikhs, it was about minorities as well. But look at the irony, na?
He simply said, you will not be in the future if the things will move on like this. Just listen to me. What Hardeep Puri in his press conference said, that quote unquote, strength of unity in diversity, which Rahul Gandhi is saying is a dangerous narrative he is setting, is the propagating or talking about the unity in diversity is a dangerous narrative. This is what BJP is saying. Rahul Gandhi respect Sikh religion. He went to Harmandir Sahib, did the seva for two days. If he don't respect, he respect all the Sikh religion, and he visited. The point is, he is talking after
but
he
the
pointed
PM also
out
respects the Sikh religion.
You think, but he enclosed
Amritji, but the PM also respects the Sikh religion, na?
Pardon? That's what 750.
I'm saying the Prime Minister of this country also respects the Sikh religion. All of us do.
Yes. That's how now, if BJP and PM is giving so much of respect to Sikh religion and they have come close to Sikh religion, then why Punjab have not shown any interest, and the BJP lost all the seats. They didn't score even single member parliament, because what they say and what they practice is totally different. Because 750 farmers lost their life at the border of Delhi, and not 1 minute mourn or sympathy in parliament for those 750 farmers who lost their life. And what these BJP and everybody tried, that they are Khalistani, they are pro-Khalistani because the farm laws are good. And then the Prime Minister himself revealed, taken back all the 3 farm laws. This is what we have seen in the past. And
Ramneek
people don't trust.
If Ramneek Man, okay, Ramneek Man, if 1984 forever is going to haunt the Congress party, the fact also is that the farmer protests are forever going to haunt the BJP.
So be it.
So as soon as you remind the Congress of 1984, they will remind you of the farmer protests.
No, they may remind BJP of whatever they wish to, see, if you wish to attribute something or an incident or a genocide politically, let me tell you 2 things very frankly, Shreya. Number one, that Rahul Gandhi himself in a TV interview admitted that, yes, certain Congress leaders were involved. As a matter of fact, if you go through the charge sheet against Jagdish Tytler and Sajjan Kumar, you will find that the way they had actually led mobs into killing Sikhs, the incidents of 1984 will hold them forever. So if the incidents of the farmers' agitation will haunt the BJP, so let them haunt it. How does it matter? But the point is here that you're trying to incite a religious community against the nation state in a different country, in a foreign soil. You're trying to demean, defame India by saying that religious minorities are not independent in India. They'll not be able to wear the religious symbols in this country. That is where the problem is. These are the people, this is the party. Okay, tell me, did the Congress party not make Kamal Nath the Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh? Was he not accused? Did they not make Jagdish Titler a Union Minister for Foreign Affairs? Was he not involved? Is it not, it's not settled now? Was Sajjan Kumar not involved?
Professor Ejaz?
So there is a list of congressmen who are involved in the killings of Sikhs. So what my question, very simply put is...
But there's also a list of BJP leaders who've called farmers who were protesting in Delhi all kinds of things. That list also exists. But Professor Ejaz, would you just want to come into this conversation and tell me if you see this as Rahul Gandhi defaming India? Ramni, एक minute.
अगर यार श्रेया बोलने नहीं देना बुलाया किस लिए यार फिर आपने जाने दीजिए फिर
अच्छा बोलो बोलो भाई बोलो हाँ
No, the point is, Shreya, मैं ये कह रहा हूँ, very simply put, were these people not rewarded as chief ministers, union ministers, my member of parliaments? Where was your feeling for the Sikhs then? और क्या खुद नहीं कहा था राजीव गांधी ने कि जब एक बड़ा पेड़ गिरता है तो धरती हिलती है? Or did Rahul Gandhi not on record say when my dadi was killed, I was very, very angry? You were angry at who? And what was the outcome of anger? हुआ क्या उसके बाद?
Professor Ejaz,
no, Amrit can come and tell things.
How do you look at what Rahul Gandhi has said? ठीक है, Ramnik, okay. Let other people come in as well. Professor Ejaz, do you look at this as a faux pas as far as Rahul Gandhi is concerned? Ramnik is saying this is fear-mongering. The BJP is accusing him of worse, of being anti-India, of defaming India on foreign soil. Now, I don't understand this concept of foreign soil because you know, whether something is said in India or whether something is said in Timbuktu or Iceland or the United States of America, it doesn't matter. Social media का ज़माना है, सब जगह जाती है बात. But my point is the argument that the BJP giving very reductionist? Are they deliberately misunderstanding what Rahul Gandhi has said? How do you view this entire controversy?
Yeah, so I think what Rahul Gandhi has said is basically he's sort of trying to reiterate the constitutional position. You know, I mean, one will have to understand the constitutional position. And if, you know, BJP, of course, would not like certain articles of the Constitution to be said again and again. And those are the two articles. One, of course, is the article which gives protection to minority rights. And the other article is where, you know, there's this freedom of religion where one can profess and propagate religion. And there is an equality in doing that, right? Now, the question is that Rahul Gandhi out there is just talking about the kind of situation which is right now prevalent in India, right? Now, there is, of course, there's a sense of some sort of a, let's say, uneasiness amongst minorities, particularly Muslims, right? Sikhs, of course, you know, we have heard that during the farmers' agitation, they were called variety of names. They were called terrorists. Muslims, for example, you know, I can vouch for Muslims because I interact with so many Muslims, because I do research on Muslims. I mean, they feel very uncomfortable in India, right? But also not just uncomfortable, but also sort of there's some sort of an uneasiness because, you know, just tell me, you know, they can't have their own identity. You know, very recently, a very old Muslim guy was bashed up in a train because of his identity. So can a Muslim has to be apologetic about his own identity in this country? You know, just because a person is a Muslim is bashed up because, of course, they are told as infiltrators, they are told as terrorists, they are told as anti-national, etc. So what he is talking about, Rahul Gandhi is talking not about unity in diversity. He is talking about unity for diversity. And of course, you know, Indian Constitution allows for this kind of diversity, which is very much clear. It's the fundamental right. You remove the fundamental right, then you talk about it. If it is there in the fundamental rights, it's my entitlement, you know, to my identity. And why one will have to be apologetic about the identity. And yes, we are time and again told that, look, you need to be apologetic about your identity because of variety of reasons. One of the reasons, of course, that you do not belong to this country. So therefore, you know, the whole question is all about how we look at diversity. If you see diversity in a hierarchy, where one religion is above the other religion, one culture is above the other religion, then I'm sorry, that's not what Indian constitution talks about. Rahul Gandhi is basically talking about that, look, there are variety of cultures, variety of religion in this country, and all must be treated equally, which is the fundamental right, which Article 25 talks about, which Article 29 talks about. So I don't find BJP is alarmed because BJP's ideological persuasion is against all these ideas. Rahul Gandhi has a vision of idea, which is a pluralistic, pluricultural idea. BJP has an idea of India which is monocultural. Pluralism cannot exist with monocultural. Monism is all about having one authority, one religion, one culture, one power. Whereas pluralism, where you have, and look at the way how our institutions have been distributed through powers, right? We have power, variety of power center. Otherwise, what will happen to media if all power from the media is taken to one single government? Then there would be a problem. So these are the questions that he's raising and he raises these questions not abroad but everywhere across India. He raises this question. Yeah.
Dr. Tayal, just respond to that. There is a Muslim on this show who's saying that asserting your identity, your Muslim identity or your minority identity is not okay in India anymore. The fact is, when the farmer protests were underway, there were BJP leaders who called farmers Khalistanis. Very casually, panelists who backed for the right have come on TV shows and called their fellow Muslim panelists terrorists, very casually. Dr. Tayal, these are realities you cannot wish away. ये तो हो ही रहा है ना?
So, Shreya, for the gentleman, because you identified him not as Tanveer, but as a Muslim gentleman, so not my doing, yours. So, now, the Muslim gentleman who claims to have done immense research on Muslims has not put forward one data point. The one data point that he has come out with is that, recently there was a report of a Muslim man being murdered because he was Muslim. That is the data point. So similarly, recently we heard of an IAS officer.
Dr. Tayal.
Let me complete. Now let me complete. You've given immense amount of time to a hyperbole. Now let me complete. Recently we heard of an IAS officer who was brutally beaten up because she was a Hindu. So does that make it an anti-Hindu? No. So let me give you data now. When somebody is saying data, Muslims are feeling...
Let me give you an example before you give me data.
Oh.
Dr. Tayal, let me give you an example before you give me data. Okay. In Faridabad last week, Gau Rakshaks shot dead a young 19-year-old student. His father is on record to say, मेरे बेटे का नाम आर्यन था, गाँव रक्षकों ने सोचा वो मुसलमान है इसलिए मार दिया. Actually वो था हिंदू.
So
ये भी सच्चाई है, Dr. Tayal. And Rahul Gandhi is a political opponent.
No,
right? You don't expect him to go abroad or anywhere else in India and do BJP ki Jai Jaikar and RSS ki Jai Jaikar. He will of course criticize you all. You need to take the criticism in the right spirit.
Yeah, let me speak now. You were talking about individual instances. I'm going to give you mega data. Right? To talk about what one Muslim did to somebody, one Muslim guy murdered and cut up his Hindu girlfriend into X number of parts, I'm not going to get into that. That doesn't prove anything. Now, Muslims are 14.2% of the population. In the Modi government, before the Modi government came in, they were 4.5% in government jobs. Now they are 10.5% in government jobs. Modi government is anti-Muslim. Jan Dhan Yojana, 42% accounts are Muslims. Skill India, 22.7% is Muslims. Awas Yojana, 31.3% are Muslims. Kisan Nidhi, 33% of the funds have gone to Muslims. You see that? That is data which proves how this government is working, completely secular, not divine. No, just one point I want to make, which was made by
Dr. Tayal, हाँ जल्दी बोलिए.
Which was made by the lady. BJP को पंजाब में सीट नहीं मिली. Now Mr. Gandhi has raised a mega point. He's talking about all the minorities. They did not even touch 100. What is she talking about? Right? So if it is a plebiscite, if it is how the people feel, then this is what they brought us in again.
The fact is, Dr. Tayal, Rahul Gandhi has said what he wants to. The BJP has a problem with it. Debate chalti rahegi, but he is entitled to his opinion. Is it defaming the country on foreign soil? I don't think it's defaming the country in foreign soil, but anyhow, everyone has their point of view. I have to wrap this discussion up because there are things that are happening in other states in India that I need to represent as well. So Ramneek Man, thank you very much. Ho gaya sir. Amrit Gill, thank you very much. And Professor Tanveer, thank you very much. We are done. There are important things, as I said, that are happening in other states in this country as well, stories that need to be reflected. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your time.